Good morning. Keep it down back here, okay? I mean, we got a new routine here, right? Okay. So, today is July 3rd. Tomorrow's our beautiful 4th of July holiday. Wow, thank God for the United States. Every Sunday, we have these wonderful practitioners here that do a 20-minute guided meditation at 9:30 a.m., and it's a great way to experience a deeper level of essence from within. The theme, the theme for our July services is Living Everyday Wonder Relationships. Next Sunday, July 10th, Reverend Stephanie will be delivering our message entitled, You and I Are We. We have youth ministry programs for ages 2 through 18. We are and still in need, I take it, for a head usher. Oh, we need usher volunteers. So we have a volunteer for today? Thank you, Luann. Okay. So how do we volunteer? Just get in touch with you? Kenny. Okay. All right. So remember, prayer changes things. Spiritual requests and other prayer requests can be made to any of our many practitioners. And then if you just think about you want to talk to one of the practitioners after services, we have chairs set up over here for you to do that. It's a great way to get things out. I guess we're not doing refreshments today. Not today. All right. We have a new offering called the Metaphysical Supper Club, and that's for any member who is interested in getting to know other members of CSL Parker by hosting a dinner get-together. Everybody brings a little dish to that event, and you can contact Reverend Stephanie if you would like more information. And Reverend Stephanie has a blog post on her website, and her latest topic is the liberation of healing. She can help with pastoral counseling and creating rituals for your life. And she would love to hear from you. The Parker Arts Summer Concerts at Discovery Park run every Thursday through July 28th. And there was an error, maybe on my part, thinking that we were sponsors for that, but we are not sponsors for that. But you do have to bring your own lawn chairs and everything to go there. Or you can sit on the grass if you want to. This Saturday, July the 9th, is the Denver Zoo. Then Reverend Stephanie is going to be leading that, and it's at 10 a.m., and they're meeting at the gate on Steele Street. The tickets need to be purchased in advance, and I appreciate what Reverend Stephanie is doing for that. And then after that, on August the 6th, she's going to do the Denver Art Museum at 10 a.m. as well, and again, purchase your tickets in advance. And then, again, reminders that all of this is recorded. Thank you, Miss Vicki. Yay. And that... Okay, one more time. Thank you, Miss Vicki. Okay, all right. Don't you love the love? All right. And so the Zoom and all of this is going to be on the cslparker.org webpage. In addition, you can get the email blast. Shirley can take care of that and help you out with that. And then I just had a little thought driving in this morning that every day when I wake up, I ask myself, what's in my heart this morning? And if I find gratitude, honesty, love, and compassion within, I know that I'm going to have a good chance of making it a great day. So I'm going to tell you guys, have a great day. Thank you.
I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Welcome Richard all the way from the UK today. Singing and praising with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. Singing and praising with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. Singing and praising with my mind. Stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I hope you're able to enjoy your Independence Day weekend so far. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Parker. I feel crooked up here. Am I crooked? Am I? No, I'm not. Well, anyway, I'm Reverend Stephanie Stewart. Crooked or not. I'm spiritual director and minister here, crooked or not. Here at Center for Spiritual Living, Parker, we envision a world that is inspired, transformed, and awakened to its spiritual magnificence, and it is our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. We fulfill our mission with this Sunday service by offering classes and workshops throughout the week, and by being of service to both the town of Parker and to the larger world. I want to say thank you, a special thank you to all of you who participated in our mission for the month of June by donating to our pet food drive that benefited the Colorado Pet Food Pantry. We had a wonderful donation to them, food, toys, kitty litter, money, and a whole lot more. They were very deeply appreciative of them, of that. If there is a charity you would like to see us support for our August drive, please see me after service today or contact me during the week to come. And we're looking for a charity for our August mission drive. It is obviously 4th of July weekend. If I could have any and all of our veterans stand, please. Anyone who served, if you would stand, please, and be recognized. Hi, Gary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Special thank you to Joe Albers today for our announcements. At some of your requests, we've moved our announcements to the beginning of service. We'd like your feedback on that. So on that new placement. So please talk to me after service about that. If you are here with us for the very first time, if you're willing to raise your hand and be recognized, just very briefly. There's someone over here. We have a welcome packet for you. We're not going, look, new person. We have a welcome packet for you. In that welcome packet, you'll find a welcome card. It's actually there on the outside. If you would be so kind as to fill out that welcome card, that lets us get to know you a little bit, and it also signs you up for our e-newsletter. That e-newsletter lets you know what's happening here at our very, very busy center. We had a great outing at the Botanical Gardens. In June, we roasted at Parker Days, did we not? And as Joe mentioned, we have the zoo coming up this Saturday. If you're planning on going to the zoo, please let me know. please let me know that you're planning on going to the zoo. We'll meet this Saturday at 10 o'clock at the Steel Street gate. Gate. Look, I woke up at 8:40. I'm supposed to be here at 8:30, okay? It's my morning. It is my morning, okay? It's water. It's water. I promise it's water. So joining me at the podium today will be 22-year veteran Felina Harrington to offer our interfaith candle lighting reading, spiritual reading, and invocation. Lighting our candles will be Dr. Vern Martin. Dr. Vern and Felina are both licensed prayer practitioners. Our practitioners can be identified by their white and gold stoles. Practitioners have gone through 4 years of training to be able to see the spiritual truth of any situation. So no matter what is happening in your life, they can see the truth of it for you. So I urge you to find a practitioner after service today and sit with them, talk with them, have them pray with you. So I'm going to go sit down now and gather myself a little bit more. It's time for some more great music from our amazing CSL Parker Band, who is led by our one, our only, our fantastic musical director, Alicia Archibald.
Y'all are too much. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Take that in for a minute. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Good morning. Dr. Vern is going to join me in the candle lighting service. We have new words this month. At the Center of Spiritual Living Parker, we honor all paths to the divine. This candle lighting service highlights 7 of those paths. Our theme for this month is relationships. So we light the first candle to honor Christianity. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. We light the second candle to honor new thought. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. We light the third candle to honor Hinduism. Love does not claim possession, but gives freedom. We light the fourth candle to honor Buddhism. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. We light the fifth candle to honor humanism. Peace is not a relationship of nations. It is a condition of mind brought about by a serenity of soul. We light the sixth candle to honor Judaism. Love is a striking example of how little reality means to us. And last, we light the seventh and final candle to honor Native American beliefs. Certain things catch your eye, but pursue only those that capture your heart. I thought it was appropriate to do this reading since it's the 4th of July weekend. This is by Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of New Thought in this evolved to CSL. This is my prayer for my country. Believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America and in the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression, I offer this, my prayer for my country. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and are the divine heritage of everyone in this country. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. The all-knowing mind of God contains the answer to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed to this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. And each of those leaders is compelled to act upon this knowledge, and to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. And I know that this spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. Please join me in saying, and so it is, and amen. Will you join me in prayer? I know there is one divine source. This source has no beginning and no end. This source is always with me and is with you. And I am and you are made of that cosmic dust that lives in all of us with Source. And I realize as we go forward in our messages this month of relationships, that this is a time that I and you can really start to develop our own personal understanding of what relationships mean to me and mean to you. Relationships are a mighty power, a source-given power. And I know that I am led in this power to reflect, to grow, to learn, to experience relationships. There are so many relationships in all of our lives. And as we evolve as spiritual beings, these relationships can have a profound influence in what we think, how we behave, and how we proceed on with our lives. I realize that these messages this month on relationships is an opportunity for me and for you to embody Source, to rid ourselves of bias, to rid ourselves of areas that no longer serve us and beliefs. But the reward is so empowering, loving, secure. So I realize for myself and I realize for you that this is your opportunity and my opportunity to spiritually evolve. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
Have you ever felt like being somebody else? Feeling like the mirror isn't good for your health. Every day I'm trying not to hate myself, but lately it's not hurting like it did before. Maybe I am learning how to love me more. It used to burn, every insult, every word, but it helped me learn self-worth I had to earn. So I tried every night to sit with sorrow, and eventually it set me free. Have you ever felt like being somebody else? Feeling like the mirror isn't good for your health. Every day I'm trying not to hate myself, but lately it's not hurting like it did before. Maybe I am learning how to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, just a little bit. Love me more. I'm learning to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more. But I used to cry myself to sleep at night. I blamed the sky when the mess was in my mind. I couldn't see, I couldn't breathe, so I sat with sorrow, and eventually it set me free. Have you ever felt like being somebody else? Feeling like that mirror isn't good for your health. And every day I'm trying to hate myself. Lately it's not hurting like it did before. Maybe I am learning how to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, oh, I'm learning to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, I'm learning to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more.
I like that one. Good morning, everybody. Are we awake? Are we ready? All right. So today's talk is called Me, Myself, and I. And as both Joe and Felina said, we're looking at relationships all month. And obviously there's no more important relationship that we have than with ourselves. And potentially there's no harder, or maybe even at times no more uglier relationship that we have than with ourselves. I'm reading a book with a couple of other ministers right now called Fierce Self-Compassion. It's by Dr. Kristen Neff. She's a self-compassion researcher. She actually worked at UC Denver for a time. And at the beginning of the book, she challenges us, the reader, to remember a time when we had a difficult time in our lives, and then think about our self-talk, what we said to ourselves during that time, and then to replace ourselves with a friend, our best friend, and do it again, do the situation again, and talk to our best friend during that time. And then compare the two. And it was kind of eye-opening. If you do it with any kind of honesty, it's really kind of eye-opening. We are, generally speaking, quite unkind to ourselves. We are quite unkind to ourselves. You know, we mess something up when we say, geez, you idiot, what were you thinking? You know, we would never say something like that to our best friend. We would be much more conciliatory. We would be much more supportive. And research bears that out. Our self-talk is much more negative than it is to our friends. Research also shows that the kinder we are to ourselves, the healthier we are. We are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually healthier human beings when we have greater self-compassion. Literally, we are healthier when we are kinder to ourselves. Now, all this is to say we have to have awareness. Awareness. We have to be mindful of our own self-talk. We have to be mindful of our relationship with ourselves. Have you ever considered your relationship with yourself? Do you listen to your own self-talk? Some of you are laughing. Some of you are... Do you listen on a regular basis? Do you listen to yourself when maybe you kind of mess something up? I can sometimes be pretty brutal. I will admit that when I hear myself talk, when I screw something up, it's not always very nice. What I have improved at, however, is hearing it midstream and stopping it, arresting it midstream. I'll hear myself start in with, "Oh, nice job, dummy." And quickly switch over to wait, stop. You just made a mistake. Everyone does that. no one died, everything is figure-outable. Now, I said a couple of important things there. Okay, I said a couple of important things. My mother is a retired nurse. I married a nurse. My brother is a nurse. Okay? I grew up with, and it has been impressed upon me throughout my life that as long as no one dies, a situation can usually be redeemed. It can usually be fixed. Okay, Kim has a sign, my wife has a sign on her desk that says, everything is figure-outable. So consider the permanence of the situation. Consider the permanence of the situation and adjust your self-talk accordingly. Consider the permanence of the situation and adjust your self-talk accordingly. The other thing I said that was really important, and in fact it was the most important thing of all, everyone does that. Everyone does that. In her book, Fierce Self-Compassion, Dr. Neff says that one of the main elements of self-compassion is common humanity. Common humanity. She says it's what differentiates self-compassion from self-pity. Common humanity. Common humanity means we remember that everybody messes up from time to time. We overstep our bounds. We yell at our kids. We drop something. We forget to do something or to be somewhere. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. We remember that pain is part of the human experience. Pain is a part of the human experience for everyone. Pain is a part of the human experience for everyone. She says this, I have a quote here. She says this. Let me find it. Compassion is predicated on the idea that all conscious beings are intrinsically worthy of humane treatment. When we deny compassion to ourselves but extend it to others, or when we value the needs of one group over those of another, we're undermining the basic truth that we're all part of the larger independent whole. How I treat myself affects my interactions with everyone else I come in contact with. How I treat myself affects my interactions with everyone else I come in contact with. So if I conveniently forget my common humanity, that we all make mistakes, or if I don't think I'm worthy of humane treatment, then I'm not going to be able to treat anyone else well either. I'm not going to be able to give them the benefit of the doubt either. If everything in my head is, you're an idiot, if that's all my self-talk is, then that's all I've got for anybody else either. If I'm not worthy of humane treatment, I can't offer that to anyone else. Now, listening to our self-talk is hard to do in the moment if we're not used to doing it. So I encourage you to start where you are, wherever you are, wherever that may be. Start by setting an intention. Start by setting an intention. I become more and more aware of my self-talk. I become more and more aware of my self-talk. Set that intention. I become more and more aware of my self-talk. Review a recent experience and see what your self-talk is like if you're not used to listening to it. The more mindful you become, the sooner you'll hear your negative self-talk, and the sooner you can stop it midstream. The sooner you become mindful of it and can stop it midstream and correct it. It takes practice. It just takes practice. And the kicker is, you have to decide you're worth it. You have to decide you're worth it. You have to decide you want to set that intention. and practice and become more mindful. So ask yourself that. Ask yourself if you're worth the work. And please say yes. Please say yes. Now, our relationship with ourselves is more than just self-talk. It's more than just self-talk. I consider self-talk most important because it's this window into ourselves. It's into our deepest feelings about ourselves. Because self-talk can be so unconscious, it sort of tells on us. It tells on us. In order to have a good relationship with ourselves, we have to care for ourselves in all ways, though. So I want to talk a little bit about self-care, and self-care specifically as a spiritual practice. Now, I'll admit that I hesitate to talk about self-care as a spiritual practice because I have had a very bad experience with self-care as a spiritual practice. A very bad experience with self-care as a spiritual practice. I went to work at a place that I dearly loved. I'm going to tell you this story. It's a cautionary tale. I went to work at this place that I dearly, dearly loved. I desperately wanted to work there. I gave up a lot to work there. I actually became almost homeless to work there. But I really thought we were going to change the world. But I wasn't there for very long when I realized that they were using self-care as spiritual bypass. They were using self-care as a way to not work. People were claiming self-care instead of doing work. Instead of customer service or leading the organization into the future or having tough conversations or even supporting the structures we already had in place, they were navel-gazing. Sometimes literally. It was very frustrating because people weren't setting healthy boundaries and taking on balance in their lives. They were setting up these unassailable walls that led to selfish behavior. And it made world-changing work impossible. I was eventually fired. Mostly, I will say much to my relief, but it was mostly because I kept complaining about all the self-care going on. I was part of a fairly large exodus, actually, at that point. They told me I needed to examine my boundaries, and I told them they needed a work ethic. I tell you that story to point out that we can really fool ourselves with what we tell ourselves. That's again being conscious of our self-talk. Self-care is no different. But I don't think most of us here would fall into that pitfall, though. If anything, we're probably all pretty bad at self-talk, at self-care. We're busy and not entirely mindful of what we're doing all the time. Right? We eat on the run, we check email at the stoplight. Am I the only one that does that? Okay, thank you. I'm not alone. We get the kids to practice or the dogs to grooming, we make dinner, we do yard work, we binge watch Grace and Frankie. Fall into bed at night and get up the next morning and do it all again. Go to work in there somewhere, maybe. There's a lot. It's a busy life. So I want to offer you something a little different. I don't want to give you small self-care practices to squeeze into your life. Those tend to get lost and become part of routine, and suddenly they aren't the oasis of self-care that they started out as. They just get added to your to-do list. No, I want to offer you a big self-care practice. Something that really makes you stop. Now, last week I talked about receiving the Shekinah and Shabbos, the Sabbath, right? I want you to design a Sabbath day for yourself and then keep it. That is your self-care assignment. You're back in school. It doesn't have to be once a week. It can be once a month. It doesn't have to be Sunday. Make it the best day for you in your schedule. But choose a day, say, that is my Sabbath, and then keep it. Now, how are you going to keep it? I don't know. That's the fun part. You get to design it. I do know this, there's no technology in it. There is no technology in it. There's no phone, there's no email, there's no internet. Put that away. Put that away. It's just you and the divine. It's just you and the divine. Meditate, read, pray, build an altar, tend your garden, go for a walk, ride your bike, go for a long hike. Eat mindfully. Whatever it is, design your Sabbath day ahead of time and then keep it. Keep it. Remember last week I said it was our task to receive the Shekinah, the divine feminine or divine wisdom, into our lives on the Sabbath. And it is the task of the Shekinah to remind us of what is real and who we are. When we keep the Sabbath and take care of ourselves, we are reminded that what is real and who we are is love. Love. That love shows up as compassion. And more importantly, as self-compassion. And when we have self-compassion, we're able to more readily show it to others. That makes for a kinder, gentler world. It just does. So I've given you 2 assignments. Gary, sit up straight. Giving you 2 assignments. 1, set the intention and start to become more aware of your self-talk. And 2, design and keep your own Sabbath day. And I want to hear all about it. I do. I want to hear all about it. Come tell me when you catch yourself in negative self-talk and change course. I want to celebrate with you. Come tell me what you did on your Sabbath day. Maybe after your Sabbath day is over, after it's over, if you built an altar, take a picture of it. I want to see it. And turn all of this into a habit. Turn it all into a habit. Don't just catch your negative self-talk once and say, hey, I did it. Yes, I'm piling up the assignments, Gary. You need to be taking notes, sir. Turn it all into a habit. Don't just catch yourself in negative self-talk once. Say, hey, I did it, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Don't just schedule one Sabbath. Our relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship we have. It reflects how we can communicate with others. And it's the only way we communicate with the divine. When we are clear, so is our communication with God. When we're gummed up with self-loathing, God can't get through. And you've heard me say this 1,000 times. We all lose out when that happens. We all lose out when that happens. When God can't get through, we all lose out. We are each a way God shows up in this world. We're the only way God shows up in this world. If we're hating on ourselves or not caring for ourselves, then God is stuck. It's not worth it. We all experience pain. We all make mistakes. We're all worthy of humane treatment and love. We're all worthy of that. Examine your self-talk. Keep a Sabbath for yourself. Be a place the divine shows up in this world. That's worth it. Will you pray with me? So here now I center myself in that place where the divine is, that place where God is, that place where whatever you call it simply is. I center myself here in that place. I know that I am a part of it, and it is all of me. Because that is true for me, I know it is true for all of us here. That we are a part of the Holy One, and it is all of each of us. What I know now for this gathering is love. What I know now for this gathering is compassion, self-compassion. The deep love of that one, that we are surrounded by it, that it runs through each of us. And it fills our hearts. And that with these hearts, full of this magnificent love, we go out into the world. We go out into the town of Parker and beyond. And we simply are. We are a shining light. We draw people to us. And we show them love. We show them compassion. And they come to know us. They come to know CSL Parker for the love and the compassion that we each individually are. And I am so grateful. I am so grateful for who we are, for all that we are. We are indeed a shining light and a bright, beating heart of love. I say thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to the Holy One for all that we are and for all that we are becoming. And so I simply release this. I release this into a law, into a universe that only knows yes, that only says yes to us. I release this, I let it go. I know it's done. And seal it with me by saying, and so it is.
Have you ever felt like being somebody else? Feeling like the mirror isn't good for your health. And every day I'm trying not to hate myself, but lately it's not hurting like it did before. Maybe I am learning how to love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, I'm learning to love me more. I'm learning to love me more. Love me more, just a little bit. Love me more, I'm learning to love me more. Love me more.
So it's now time for our offering. Please know that your gifts and offerings are used responsibly as we fulfill our mission of providing spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Your money changes the community of Parker, and it changes the world. Money is God in action. There are many ways to do good works, and your giving is one of those ways. So please take your gift into your hand, or if you give electronically as I do, please take your gift into your heart and affirm with me. I give this gift for you. I give this gift for me. Together we are community. Together we prosper. And so it is.
Talent, time, and treasure is what we have to give. It's what we have to share, and how we live in the law of circulation, just passing on a gift. With talent, time, and treasure, we are blessed. We are blessed. Talent, time, and treasure is what we have to give. It's what we have to share, and how we live in the law of circulation, just passing on a gift. Talent, time, and treasure, we are blessed. We are blessed.
Okay. Thank you to our new head usher, Kenny Johnson, for your service today. So I just bless these offerings, knowing that those who give are just now a little more open to receive. I know these offerings go out into the world and do great, great things, and so it is. Thank you. So I just want to make this announcement again very quickly. There have been a few changes to the Board of Trustees, and I'd like to take a moment to announce the sitting board members. These are your representatives, so I just want to make this announcement again one more time this week. Dr. Vern Martin is the president. Shirley Leung is vice president. Jeanette Bennis is treasurer. Joe Albers is our new secretary, replacing Renee Lapine. Dave Richardson is an at-large board member, and I sit on the board as well. So again, you have Dr. Vern, Shirley, Jeanette, Joe, Dave, and myself. So if you have anybody you want to talk to, those are who you can talk to. So if you are interested in being part of the future of CSL Parker and its leadership, please come talk to me or contact me, or you could talk to Dr. Vern as well about that. So thank you to everyone who served in any way today. Thank you to our practitioners. Thank you to Vicki Ward for running the camera today. Who did the altar today? Who did? Kenny and Johnson and Vicki Ward, thank you for doing the altar today, our Star-Spangled Altar today. Thank you to our wonderful CSL Parker Band. Thank you all for being here today. Please make sure you sit down with a practitioner for prayer after service. Now please join me for one last prayer. One last prayer. Let's do a benediction. So I just know that this is a place of love. This is a place of joy. This is a place of growth. And I know that we go home in love and safety and independence. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And so it is. Happy 4th, everyone.
So we have a special thing we just like to do. We're going to sing the national anthem and invite you to join us if you want. There's a huge flag right there at the back of the room if you're interested in turning around and singing to that flag. Richard, you got us? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, satyrs and star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Whew. Have a blessed week. Enjoy your weekend.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under. It's love.